Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jason White. This is my channel, Jason's Weird Reads. If you're new here and you like horror books and the darker side of fiction, like dark fantasy, dark science fiction, please subscribe and hit the bell, and you'll be notified whenever I release new content. So recently it was my birthday, and I turned old, and as you can tell by the gray hairs here. I had a good, well, it wasn't a great birthday because I had to work through the whole thing, and I work these awful 12-hour shifts, and it's exhausting. But overall, it was a decent enough birthday. I try not to pay too much attention to my birthdays, except for, of course, the presents. And speaking of presents, I got 6 books for my birthday, and so I was gonna walk you through them right now. So, anyone who watches my channel regularly knows that I am reading Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time books. And I've made it up to book number 8. The Goodreads group I was reading along with, they have kind of petered off. It's really quiet there now. I'm still making the the book discussion forums, but nobody's really participating. But if you're reading these books or you have read these books and you want to participate, just there's a link down there where you can come and join along. And so I'm on book 7, and for my birthday, I got book 7. I got Crown of Swords hardcover. It's a beautiful book. You can tell that it hasn't really been read, although I did find a bookmark or somebody using this the second cup. Treat a friend on us. A little card inside that somebody was using as a bookmark. They made it to chapter 13 and then they gave up. Chapter 13. It's always the killer. I don't know if this is a first. Oh, it is a first edition from 1996. Very exciting. And yeah, so I was excited to get this. It's in such great condition. Very well. Also in Wheel of Time, I got The Towers of Midnight. That's book 13. Now this is the second book, I believe, that was written by Brandon Sanderson there. He took over after Robert Jordan died. And I thought they did something pretty interesting in here. This is also a first edition, but what they also did was they imprinted Robert Jordan's signature, so it looks like you have a signed copy. And what a signature that is. That's awesome. And this book, you can tell this one has been read at least once. The spine is a little bit bent, but other than that, it's in fantastic condition, and I couldn't be happier. The rest of the books, I believe, were all bought new. And I don't mind getting the Wheel of Time books used because they're kind of expensive. I mean, the audiobooks are just ridiculously priced. Alright, so Stephen King, he released a new book recently, and Edward Lorne, he's been praising it. He was praising it while he was reading it on Twitter, and I've been wanting to pick it up. I didn't bother with Exhalation, I think it was called. I don't know why. I should maybe pick that up, but it seems like nobody really liked it. I just don't think people were ready for that. But I haven't read it, but I should read it. Anyways, I got The Institute by Stephen King. If you don't know what this is about, the basic premise is a bunch of kids being held in an institute-like place against their will. It's like a medical facility where, it's sort of like a callback to Firestarter of, kids with special powers. And I've heard that it's also a little bit like Stranger Things, like maybe King was influenced by that TV show, that Netflix show, and wrote this book. And I'm looking forward to reading it. If you're interested, I was thinking of reading this for October. If you're interested in buddy reading it, just let me know in the comments. and we'll see, maybe we can get something done in regards to that. I am also a huge Aliens fan, the movies. I love Alien 1 and Alien 2. After that, the series starts to go a little downhill with the third one. I like the third film, Aliens, or Alien 3. It's very bleak. A lot of, including the director, a lot of people say it's a hot mess, but I haven't seen it in a while, so maybe they're right. David Fincher directed it, and he's since disowned it because of the way he was, I guess, treated by the people. I'm not too sure of that story. He wasn't happy with the ultimate outcome, and he doesn't want it as part of his credits. Regardless of that, he did direct it, and it's still a good film. It's just it's very bleak. It almost didn't have to go that way for, story-wise, but I'm not going to get into that. This here is, I've been wanting, because of my love for the first two Alien films, and you know what, after that, it does become just a little more fun after part 3. When you get Alien 4, which is a ridiculous film, it's not a good film by any means. And then you get the Alien vs. Predator films, and they're fun. They're just popcorn fun films. You could argue that Aliens Part 2 is a lot of popcorn fun, too. Anyways, I'm digressing. Aliens. Books have been written within the Aliens universe since mid-90s, I believe. And they have collected them into omnibuses, at least the early ones. And I got Aliens Omnibus Volume 1. I love that cover. Just the color scheme doesn't really come out as colorful as it is in real life. These books were written by Steve Perry, the first two, and the third one by Steve Perry and Stephanie Perry. I imagine that's his wife. So these are, I believe, the first 3 novelizations, not of the movies, but sort of an extension, sort of like the Star Wars extended universe type thing. I've been wanting to read these for a long time, so I've decided the time has come. I'm doing BookTube now. I can read books a lot faster than I used to be able to. So you have the 3 books in this are Earth Hive. Sorry, I almost called it Heat Wave. I don't know why. Earth Hive, Nightmare Asylum, I love that title, and The Female War. I'm going to read you the synopsis for each quickly. Earth Hive, they come in silence like death in the night. They are perfect killing machines. They are the aliens. And I still argue that in that description it should be the xenomorphs, but I guess I'm just being picky. And some people value them above all else. But the attempt to weaponize a creature of such power is a very dangerous game for the inhabitants of Earth to play. That sounds like fun. Nightmare Asylum kind of takes a weird sort of twist. The depths of space offer one of the last few sanctuaries from the terror of the aliens. A group of survivors head out in search of safety and other remnants of humanity. In the darkest corners of the galaxy, they search desperately for a glimmer of hope. And the third book in here, The Female War, is a bit of a sequel to Aliens, the second part of the movie franchise. And its synopsis reads as such: Lieutenant Ellen Ripley is back, waking from a long journey in space with a mysterious hole in her memory, which happens a lot to her. Ripley meets 2 war-battered comrades, Wilkes and Billy. Together, they ready themselves for the ultimate battle against the aliens. But Ripley has a secret that will be her greatest weapon and her greatest weakness. Now, I'm really excited to get in these books because some of my favorite authors have written within this universe. Authors like Christopher Golden, I got a list here, Tim Leben, James A. Moore, Jonathan Mayberry. He wrote a book recently, I think it was recent. It's called Bug Hunt. It just sounds like a lot of fun. And Tim Wagoner. So that's going to be a lot of fun to check out. All right, lastly, I got 2 Cameron Robique books. I'm pretty sure you can guess which books they might be if you've been watching my channel. And the first one is Disco Deathtrap. And this takes place on New Year's Eve, and I believe it takes place in a one of those skating rinks where you roller skate in circles. And those used to be a big thing in the 70s and the 80s. And a serial killer, he kind of worms his way in, I suppose, and starts doing the chop chop, the stab stab. So I'm looking forward to that. And also, by Cameron Robique, Golf Curse, his latest. And this one takes place on a golf course. And the cool thing about this book is that Cameron, he used to work on a golf course. And so this is pulled from a lot of his memories. I remember, I don't know if it was an interview I saw or if it was something I read, but I remember him saying that, he, to get the job on the golf course, he thought it would be easy and fun, and it turned out to be a lot of really hard work. And so I'm looking forward to reading this, and and then I'll have read everything that Cameron Robique has published. So that's really awesome. I'm hoping to read these by the end of the year, and pay attention because there might be a read-along coming regarding those last two books, and maybe another book. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. I don't want to make any announcements until I know for sure. Alright, so that was my birthday book haul. Thank you for watching, and keep being creative, and I will catch you guys in the next bookish video. Take care.